Hey homies, welcome to another knitting video. We're making the Dahlia sweater. So the cast on right here is kinda weird, but once I got the hang of it, it was actually alright. You can definitely see me struggling a bit at first though. You do this weird thing where you cast around 2 sets of needles and then you pull one pair through and just let half the stitches hang there while you knit on the other pair of needles. Here I'm just flexing my handmade stitch markers and then I failed to put it on the right pair. It was a bit tricky because the needles were in the way, so I did the first round off cam, but once I got 2 rows away from the bottom needle it was fine. And here's what it looks like after round or 2. So there's not really a cast on bottom, just floating stitches. So yeah, I finished the neck pretty fast and then you just kind of fold it and connect it with the resting stitches and then you're ready to start the body, which I actually learned just today. The top part of the body, where your chest and shoulders are, that's called a yoke in English. So here I've connected them and started the yoke, which I worked in a lace pattern. And the first time I saw this pattern I thought it would be super hard, but the diagram is really well made, so it's really not hard at all. So I just got home from Budapest and this is where I'm at. I think I need to do 2 or 3 rows in the diagram and then I'll be done with this pattern and I can just do the body. So I also just finished the first skein, of course. So one skein lasts me about a diagram, which I don't know what that means in terms of the whole sweater, but I'll try to just finish this diagram part and then I'll probably go to bed. Super tired. So yeah. I finished the yoke the day after and around this time my first skein of mohair started looking a bit thin. My old yarn was looking pretty deconstructed as well. I did actually get a bit worried if I'd have enough for both of my sleeves. The pattern said I needed 125 grams. But it came in 50 gram skeins, so I just bought 100 because it was cheap. So don't let me whine about being nervous, because it was 100% my own fault. But yeah, I just spent some time knitting down the length of the body. It really didn't take that long because this is knit on size 7mm needles, so it's pretty big. The yarn is pretty chunky as well. So it is definitely a fairly fast project. The sleeves too are pretty fast, knitted up. And then my mohair just collapsed in on itself and made this weird cross structure. Also in this video I'm wearing the same sweater, just green, and I made that one back in November. So after the body I of course finished with the ribbing and then I wanted to do a sewn bind off because that's just what I always do in my sweaters. I just think that's a bit more stretchy. I did only do it with my main yarn and not the mohair, just to save that little bit of it, which you can't even see in the finished object. So that's nice. Why bother with 2 threads when you could just do 1, especially when one thread is so thin. Anyway, here you can also see the green sweater. It almost looks a bit teal in this light. I really like that deep green color and it was perfect for winter. But overall I do actually prefer the light caramel color because I just think the lace pattern shows up a bit better. You can definitely still see it in the green one, but it's just more visible in this lighter fabric. I also messed up my yarn over technique, so that's another reason why the lace isn't as apparent. I had that fixed for the sweater though, so this one's fine. I used Drops Air for the green one, which I found stretches a lot when I use it, and even when I first blocked it. I don't mind and I still use it a bunch, but for this one I went a size down. And I also used the recommended yarn because it was on sale, which has held its shape a lot better. It's still a bit chunky and oversized, but like the perfect amount, so it just looks cozy and like slightly big, so I'm so happy about the size. Before starting the sleeves, I ended up weighing my mohair just to make sure. I did end up having enough. I did the sleeves off camera because I mainly did them in weird places like on the bus and at my friend's house, and I just didn't really want to like rip out my phone on film or like record there. As I said before, the like needles are so big, the sleeves were finished pretty fast as well. And instead of just going down a needle size for the ribbing for the sleeves, I actually ended up going down all the way to 2.5. Because I always hate that the sleeves doesn't like stay on your arm when you like pull them up to cook or something like that. So yeah. And after that I just washed it and blocked it, and here is the finished result.